It is DLD Productions. Sorry. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first episode of the long-term save for Football Manager. Now, as stated before, we are starting this save with Italy, but there is a potential to change to England from Sunday evening. Well, actually, from Monday morning, if they win the Euros, because remember, this save is based on real life. It's based on who's going to win the Euros, and whoever wins it gets the long-term save between now and November. So, just to point that out, ladies and gentlemen, we'll find out Monday morning, and I shall announce the nation that we'll be doing it with on Monday morning. But for now, let's get the first episode underway with the Italians. As I say, we can always move it if necessary to the next nation. But on we go. And our first game, as you can see, is coming up in 2 months' time against Lithuania. I have already done 2 years in this save with Denmark, non-recorded. So you can see that the under-21 side has been defeated in the final of the under-21 championship by Germany. We still have nothing coming up this month. So let's see who else we need to bring in. Zaninetti or Zaninetti is a goalkeeper who's a new gen, obviously, at 16 years of age. Because we're now 2 years into the save, so he's definitely a new gen. So let's bring him up to 200 and then he'll be fit for Italian selection. So there's Zanetti. In fact, so much so I'm going to put him into the B squad. Frankly, yeah. In fact, I wouldn't mind bringing him up to the main squad actually. Call up to Italy. Bring him up to the main because by the time he gets up there, by the time the main fixtures come around, he will get up there. Right. Right, the ones I've got in the B team I want to bring up. So Nazarano de Perry, we want to bring up to the main squad as well. Sasha Miletti, Matteo Matalisa, we want to bring up to the main squad. And Sasha Miletti, we also want to bring up to the main squad as well. And then Nicola Barella wants calling up. We're going to do that. Because he's played well in the tournament in real life. Get them up there. Get them. Going. Get them around 12. That'll be fine. Should be able to get into the top 30 or so at that point. Barella was brought in, so who have England got in their under 19 setup? Just so that we're aware. So Simon Thompson. Isn't player contracted to Blackburn. Okay. It's Manning. Decent player contracted to Everton. With 14 finishing at 17 years of age. Quite like the look of this, actually. I like the look of these new gens. I really do like the look of them. So, do I change the premise? I do like the look of these new gens for England. Mm. Do I? Do I like? Do I change the look? Yeah. You know what? You know, it's alright, go and do it then. If you fancy it, go and do it. There's no problem with that. If you fancy it, go and do it. And I do fancy it with this England setup. So, forget what I just said, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be doing this. And he's going to be doing it himself. So he's going to try and turn over. He lasted no competitive games in the England setup, but now he's over to the England setup. Yeah, that's what he has to do. He had to accept that. It's not often you get right. But he doesn't sound English. Sounds Danish. Eligible for England, okay. Oh, Danish fluent, English fluent, okay. But born in Rome, but not eligible for Denmark, presumably. So we'll take advantage of that. Um, I am going to change the premise of the series, ladies and gentlemen. I've decided, after all the thought that was going on into it, I decided that it will be with England, purely and simply because I do like the new gens that we get out of this country at the moment. So I'm just going to declare that this is only eligible for England. That's England declared. Right, okay. Right, so that's fine. So he's going to play for us, Johannesson. Got Lewis Harvey. We've got Luke Dalton, who's at Norwich anyway. Finishing of 9. Right, let me just. And put him on his tops. And he can play for Norwich and he'd play well. So we've had a change of heart in the series, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be an England series and another one, but this time with a clear target in mind. We're also going to do an England series at the start of FIFA 22. Every year we're going to do an England series, primarily because we're English and also because we can do that. Right, what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to bring up the standards of the nation. I'm going to bring up the reputation of the nation to what I believe is now the reputation. Actually, that's got a bit better, but 187 it needs to be. 197. Right. Yeah, really producing good, talented players. Now, if we look at the clubs and follow their production, so if we look at all Premier League clubs and follow them, most Championship clubs as well, see who is 61 teams for all. See who is producing what and when. And follow from those guys down. Keep going. Okay, they got promoted. Okay. So we want to follow that as well, which it already is. It already is followed. Okay. So who have they got? Now, most of these players won't be good enough, but we'll see who they've developed themselves. They've developed a decent finisher. Okay. Born in 2007. Okay. So keep an eye on him. Put him to. Sorry, well, what we need to do is reputation of the club at the moment. 2050. Okay, let's pull that up to 5-6. There's something to work with, so it's a decent. Yeah, let's pull that up to 5-6. 2-8-3-3. And they're in the Vanarama National. They must have got promoted last year. If we have a look from history, senior squad, it doesn't tell you. English Northern Premier League, they went up. But was that in? Don't know. It's the same thing. Okay. We don't know what happened last season. Best 11. I really need to bring this back in then. This is another one we need to bring back in. 27 players and staff. So, welcome to the Football Association, David. Right. We're in 4th position, okay? In the Nation World Ranking. So, I think we need to look at one or two of these. Joe Redford. Now, let's bring a couple of decent keepers up then. So, 106, 200. Right, so, sorry, 106 current, 200 potential. So, Joe Redford has a chance of being. Right, so if I check my social feed now, I should get everybody. Should literally get everybody. Because I've followed 191 clubs, so we should get everybody. Yes, let's meet the media. It is English, so technically. So I've had a. I couldn't have hoped for a better way to get started. Yeah. Yeah. You can't turn down the England job as much as it's offered. Had to take it. Right. Right. So chance for Wickham. Right. Millwall Truro. So, are they producing? Should have made an approach. Let's see if they're producing. The more that produce, the better it's going to be. The more reputation they've got, the better it's going to be to keep hold of these players once they've produced them. So, facilities, let's give them something. Doesn't need to be perfect, but doesn't need to be decent. Well, 14, so that's good. They've got a good reputation. They're not the worst. They're regional reputation. They're semi-professional as well, so they can certainly do a bit. Atwood. Stephen Atwood. So he has come through at Leeds United. In the English Premiership. I'm just going to put them to better for them. Right, facilities wise, they are a good youth club, always have been. Facilities, they've improved. So have the youth facilities, they've gone up by 1. So that's good. Just doing this so that most people can produce good England players. So Scunthorpe, Gloucester, even the smaller clubs have an ability to produce the odd good England player. Now that's what we want. We want a talented pool of players to pick from. And we don't want it to just come from the big clubs. We want 1 or 2 of them to come from decent lower league clubs. Just give them something to work with. Fine. So, yeah, it's basically followed everywhere. Well, Meekham's, okay, has gone to Gloucester. Braintree. It's another one. Braintree Town. This is mainly for the talent pool in England that we're trying to improve. This is what this is for. It's not for now, it's just improving the talent pool. That's what we're trying to do. And the more we get, the better it's going to be for us going forward. Right. FC Telford. United. Yeah. AFC Telford. We can get them. Basically, otherwise known as Telford United. Head. Junior coaching was 7, it's now 14, so it's now doubled. And the youth recruitment has gone up to 13 by 3 levels. So they know what they're doing now. Panorama North, Telford in Shropshire, of course, and Braintree, sorry. Keep an eye on them. 45 days until Willard, Hilson, and some kid Dons. Tessering. Right, let's see who we've got in the under 19 setup. So Simon Thompson. Yeah, I did him, didn't I? Should be now at 174. 166. Okay. 200 and 174. That's what I put him to. That's what it should be. Right. Really growing, because if he's going to come into the squad, then you want decent players. Change all the clubs around, so if we want to, the Sandman sets the Boreham Wood League appearances mark. Dawson signs a pre-contract deal with Cambria Island. Farsley. So thought it was Panorama North. For them, so let's get facilities. 11 doubled, trebled. So they will be able to produce the odd good player. Very well. Not over the top, but it's good for a National League club to have you recruitment at 12. So and Germans. So, thing we will do is, as always, we do not allow dual nationality, which means now that he switched, he can't switch back. Right. So, okay, Lewis. Okay, so let's get them producing. Lewis. Doing the panoramas. Isthmian Premier, okay? Well, as far as I know, nothing's loading in this save, so league-wise. So let's get them up to 10. And up to 13. So they have decent coaching. That means they can bring decent players through, if nothing else. Barely Benassi. Chris Manning apparently did well. He's now got finishing around about the 14 mark. Blackburn, he's now at, sorry, he's not at 174. He should be, but he isn't. Right, he will be before the next game. Right, let's get the blokes we want in to the main squad now. So we do want Lasse Viborg in. I think no, he hasn't. Okay, but we do want him in, so let's put him to 200. 200. So he is ready to come in. And he is straight into the England setup. Certainly the B squad. Joe Redford may come in. He will come in. Look at that decision making. How good is he? He certainly will come in, and he'll come into the starting lineup as we go Route 1. So we're starting to dominate, and we're starting with a balanced approach rather than is going to change up. So 4-4-2 is what we're going with, and the mentality is going to change up because we're going to start positive all the time. We're going to play with a lower line of engagement. So let's stop getting those in, and we're going to lower defensive line, use tighter marking, and one thing we will do is stay on the feet. You don't get sent off or do something stupid. Selection advice. So Aaron Ramsdale is in, but it's not going to be Aaron Ramsdale. It's going to be Joe. In fact, he's not there. is. So now he needs to be brought into the squad from the B team. So Joe Redford will be moved up to the England squad from the B team. Okay, and we have a keeper. So Aaron Ramsdale will be replaced by Joe Redford. It's much better. The Norwich youngster deserves a call up and will get one. Right, okay, so that's fine. So we got Harvey Barnes, O'Reilly. That it is. Right, okay. Were they born in Denmark? So stupid. No, he declared for England after. Could have been Denmark, but declared for England. Because I remember asking him to play for us when we were in charge of Denmark, but he declared for England. Which means we've got him. So Matt O'Reilly is in the starting side. Made his international debut earlier this season against the United States. Sorry, first international goal earlier this season against Poland. He made his debut. So, it's a box midfielder. Is that his best position? Yes, it is, and he's a good player. Okay, so we've no aspirations to take out Kane or Calvert Lewin just yet, but we do have Simon Thompson, who's going to come into the B squad. There you go. There is Simon Thompson, and he's going to come in to the B squad in preparation. Should we want to pick him, we can pick him. Also, Chris Manning's going to come in as well. He's a natural striker, so that's why we're going to put him into the squad at the B level. Right, so he is definitely one that we're keeping an eye on. So I like the. So we've got Declan Rice is a midfielder, not a centre back. Right, let me sort that out. So we haven't got anybody at the moment that's fit, so we're going to have to bring somebody up from the centre back. We want somebody that's a natural centre back. So Jared Braithwaite might be the one that we call upon, because he can play anywhere. Right. So we'll call him up from the under 21s, and he will make his debut because he can play anywhere. I don't want Declan Rice playing at centre back because he's not used to it. So if we can just avoid picking him at the minute at centre back and get somebody else in that's much better and much more suited to the role, then now he just needs to be a bit taller. Because all my centre backs need to be tall. 196 will do, actually. Just shy of 2 metres tall, gives them some sort of height advantage. Michael Murray is a left back who's been generated at Fulham, so he's not a bad player. So he's not a bad player, so let's bring him in. Get him up there. It's the left back situation sorted. Right, so that's fine. So let's get him in to the base squad. Right. Louis Barry. Okay. Right, so let's have a look at Fulham then. Yeah, they're a decent. Well, they always have been, but stand up a little bit. 669.99 because they did get to the Europa League final once before, and they are a top youth development club. They do produce good players, and they're going to be one of the better ones around Europe, around England for developing players. So they're back in the Premier League. That's fine. Don't know whether they were relegated at some point, but didn't say. But Simon Thompson hasn't been called up the squad. He's been called up the base, and that's fine. Yeah. Okay. I think we've got the club sorted. Now we just want a couple of centres, really. So we want. Let's sort out the national pool. See who we've got and where they actually are, right? Stoke. Right, they got any players at the moment that might want to call up? Look at the under 23s. The under 18s then. Yes. That's fine. So Tyler Darby, Richard Baldwin, and Gareth Farmer. So Richard Baldwin is 16 years of age. So let's add him to the national pool. And so we know we can have a look at him. So Richard Baldwin will be another striking option that we've got. And he's not going to be too bad either. 200 and 156. So sorted him out, got him some finishing, which he needs to have. So Richard Baldwin will do the job. So he joins the national pool. We've got 140 players in the national pool. So let's just right. Just gonna do this a lot easier. Let's add all the English folk. So sort by nation of birth. So all English folk are at the front here. So just gonna do that. So get hold of. Sorry, wrong one. don't want Kosovans, right? All the English folk we want added to the national pool to pick from. Right, so they're all added in Fulham's case, so everybody at Fulham has been added to the national pool in their under 18 squad. Now let's have a look at their under 23 squad, which we can't see at the moment, or senior squad. See if anybody we notice has been put up there. So Michael Murray, of course, is already in the national pool, so he's already there. So that's Fulham sorted. Now let's do that with everybody, of course. And of course, Man United are going to get all their players under 18 level put into the England squad, or as many as we can. Sorry, put into the England national pool. All new gens, actually. We don't want old gens. So add to the national pool. And those 6 new gens that have been put in at Manchester United have been added to the national pool. So Manchester City as well, so we need to do that with them. Do that for their new gens, and there's 6 of those. But how many are there? There are actually 7 of those. They're all new gens, and we can all bring them in to the national pool. Right, you can see that the national pool is starting to fill out with decent players. Right, Chelsea, get them players, and get all the new gens, of which is plenty of them in Chelsea's case. Absolute plenty. And there we go. Those are all the new gens from Chelsea. Let's get them into the national pool and we can pick them for England. So, right, so now if we look at the national pool, we should have more than 140 players to pick from. We've got 181 players to pick from. So now we can sort by club. See if, right, Bournemouth, have they got anybody new? Sorry, this first episode is just organising the national pool, ladies and gentlemen. So not much is going on in this first episode. It was, as I say, we've also decided to switch to England, so the original premise has been altered. So that is before the first episode came out. So we've got we've got 6 players from Bournemouth in the national pool. But I don't. Right. So if I go to Scarborough Athletic, there's even though the players aren't going to be good enough at this level, we aren't going to get them into the national pool. So most of the English players in this squad we are going to get into the national pool, at least even if they're not good enough now, they will be later. So at least we've got the club on radar for England players. So we'll be coming back every season to see if they've got any more. Right. So if you look at 198 players we've got now, 21 goalkeepers. Okay. Right, Bournemouth. Right. Yeah, I want the ones that are new gens first, and then buy a club. Sorry. Filter. Okay. Right. So new gen John Davis. So John Davis is a new gen. He's going to be picked in the first England squad. He's at Man United. He's a good player. If he's there, he'll be a good player. Right, so that's fine. United under 18s. In fact, he's Welsh. Is he declared Welsh, or can we declare him for here? You want to represent us, John? Right. He's at Manchester United anyway, so Paul Fairley, Jane Garrard, and Matt Murphy. Richard Baldwin. Let's see if John Davis wants to represent us. Frisnick Malaku, okay. Right, we'll ask him to represent us then if Davis to accept England call up, so that will happen. So he has been called up. He is a decent player. And right, we'll have a look at him in the England squad then. Right. There is at Manchester United. So he's a good player and quite undecided on England's switch. That's fine. Promising midfielder. He certainly does have. We just don't need him to take us to the next level. There are other players. John Davis is certainly one of them. It's going to take us to the next level. Over to, we've got a talented Nash. Frisnick Malaku has joined. England B for him at the moment. He's in the B squad, right? He wins tabs on him. Stop picking old lads. We're gonna do things differently here. Stop picking the old one. It's Nantwich Town. Okay, let's have a look at them. Oops, Thomas Kelly. This is his profile, and it's Nantwich. Okay, let's have a look at the main senior side. The under 18 squad. Not committed to representing the national team. Now, which one's that? Thomas, I'm afraid if you're gonna not committed to representing us. Now, what? Thomas Kelly must be Irish then. Yeah, thought so. Born in Nantwich, but if you're born here, you get the listen, way I'm gonna do things is that if they're born here, they have to play for us, so that's fine. Right, England declared. Right, okay, that's exactly where he will go, and he is a decent player. He is only going to get better as time moved on. So 192. I think for Football Manager, I might take it down to 1080 because it's not. It doesn't need to be that 2. Okay, it doesn't need to be that perfect. For Football Manager, you don't need to do that in 4K. See it. It's going to be decent. So you can see now which have certainly got. Right, we just need to look at the main squad and just say to them we want them to produce some decent players like they have done there with Thomas Kelly. And if we can double that up and get them producing decent players, then 13, 15, that's fine. Get them producing some decent players, they might be able to pull themselves out of. Cook is the manager, okay. Right, so the Buckley. Right. Get him into the squad. Get him in there. Phillips Jackson, Jamie Shackleton, Tom Davis, and Patrick Bamford. Fraser Forster. Suggested potential: Jared Branthwaite, Jude Bellingham, Che Adams, and Michael Murray should be considered worthy of a place. I agree with you on that one. Steve Holland, the assistant manager. Agree with you, Steve, on that one. Right. Although we'll probably look at the keepers and deselect Aaron Ramsdale. Put Retford in, or whatever his name is. So, it's John Pitt, Nick Pope, and Aaron Ramsdale. It's not going to be Aaron Ramsdale. It's going to be doing the B and him. Joe Redford. Right, that's the one. Yeah, Joe Redford gets the call up instead of Aaron Ramsdale, so that's fair enough. And that's fine. So Chris Manning is also going to get a call up. Things got good finishing, so he's like Harry Kane now. So if Kane's not scoring, then Manning will replace him. But we'll see how Kane does for now. Danny Ings is injured, so Chris Manning could replace Danny Ings likely. So we've plans to Ings injury blow. It's okay, and we will pick from the under 21s Chris Manning to replace Danny Ings. So Simon Thompson's on the back burner should Harry Kane fail at his target, but I mean Jenkins, anybody in the under 20s that's decent. But anybody in the under 19s is decent. Anybody in the under 18s is decent. League race, right? So Stand Northern Ireland. Right. Good. Who did Sancho there should have been? Right, okay. So I'll put him into the B squad if I can. Right. Yeah, Sancho there should have been, but he was called up to the squad. Unless he was definitely called up. Squad, so right, right. Pick replacement. It can't be Simon Thompson, so it's going to have to be Richard Baldwin. Right, I'm assuming he hasn't been called up by anybody, so Richard Baldwin will have to come into the squad. Harry Kane eventually had to pull out. There's not a lot I can do, so Richard Baldwin had to be called up. He's a natural striker anyway, so that's fine. Richard Baldwin. Another injury. Okay. Jared Brandthwaite this time. It's a bruised ankle. I'll just make sure it fits. That's fine. You're fit with a bruised ankle, Jared. Jared, you can't have anything to do with you. Just a bruised ankle, not really that much to worry about. Right. This is against Liechtenstein and Northern Ireland. Okay. So, after an hour and 12 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the first game of this series. And as I say, we've had a change of heart from the initial idea of this series. And that's purely because of England's success. So here we go. Let's pull this off, shall we? Right, lads. Yeah, let's for a reason, yes. Good time to play them because they had the amount of drops. Yeah. And Alexander going to be fit to play against Liechtenstein. Yeah. And Nance's average age is 24. That's many by making 6 changes. King keeps the captaincy, as does Raheem Sterling. Yeah, that's fine. So here we go. The first. Well, that's going to be Chris Manning, I would think. Either that or Rich Baldwin. It's probably going to be Chris Manning. So Manning up front with Calvert-Lewin. Jared Brantwaite comes in. Centre back. Redford is in goal. Manning, Calvert-Lewin. So we've got Redford in goal. Back four of James Justin, Jared Brantwaite, Ben Godfrey, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. A midfield of Harvey Barnes, Matt O'Reilly, James Ward-Prowse, and Raheem Sterling, alongside Chris Manning and Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front. So there we go. Match number 1 of this save and series on YouTube. You've only selected 7 substitutes. I better pick the rest of them then. Right. Let's pick another player. These substitutes bench. Jack Grealish. Still saying that things are missing. Still 7 substitutes, yes it is. Okay. I'm gonna have to sort out the subs bench. So I want on it. Right. So there's 6 changes. Joe Redford, Ben Godfrey, Jared Brandthwaite, Harvey Barnes, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Chris Manning, replacing Aaron Ramsdale, John Stones, Declan Rice, Lewis Cook and Jack Grealish. So here we go. This is match number 1. Favourites, and we should be winning this comfortably. Exactly. It's a great chance for England to start off with a win. This is the first match in charge for us. Here's Ward Prowse, Barnes, Justin, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin with the perfect start for England. We lead by 1-0. Points at the top of the table. Benzel, Pizzi, Benzel, Calvert-Lewin, Sterling, good goal. Raheem Sterling proving his worth, and it's 2-0 to England. Alexander-Arnold, Sterling, that was too close to Lorosto, and an easy save. Godfrey, Sterling, Calvert-Lewin, goes out to O'Reilly, Barnes, and it was from Sterling, I think, straight at the keeper. Calvert-Lewin, O'Reilly, Sterling again, and finishes again, his second of the game, and we lead by 3-0. Because this video has taken an hour already. I will only be uploading this in 1080p. I've also decided for Football Manager that that's exactly what I'll be doing. There's no need to upload that at 4K because there's no need for over quality. So Harvey Barnes makes it 4, and we're doing to Liechtenstein exactly what we should do in these circumstances, and it's just straightforward. It's Calvert-Lewin, Alexander-Arnold, Wolf. It's good play from England. Good start, save, comfortable performance at half time. Keep it going, lads. Into the second half, we're going to make a couple of changes. Dominic, how many goals has he scored? We'll let him get his hat trick if he's going to get one. Chris, Godfrey's doing well. Brandthwaite's doing well. Nobody needs to come off yet. Nobody's looking short of fitness. And even the assistant said not to bring anybody off yet. So Calvert Lewin. So goes down penalty. Who's going to take it? Raheem Sterling will step up and score his hat trick. Now he can come off because he scored 3. So he doesn't need to stay on there. Right, we can look at another alternative for him. And Jack Grealish might be the one that we look to bring in for him. So no risk taken with Raheem. He's scored a hat trick and they've taken him off. Ward Prowse. Jared Brantwaite with the header. He's very unlucky. So, Godfrey. O'Reilly. Calvert Lewin. Godfrey. Manning. O'Reilly. Ward Prowse. Grealish. And Chris Manning gets his debut goal, assisted by Jack Grealish, and we lead by 7 goals to 0. This is against Liechtenstein, remember, so this is not the best opposition. Schütze. Brantwaite. Calvert Lewin. Manning again. Schütze. Madison. Barnes. Right, that brings to an end this first game, ladies and gentlemen, and it's also going to bring to an end this first episode. So, it's been a long one, admittedly, but as a result of it being as long as it is, I'm going to reduce the quality to 1080p. Also, because I realise that Football Manager isn't a graphic intensive game, so doesn't need to be at 4K. I did say most of the content would be at 4K, but excluding games like this, where it doesn't need to be. So this will be uploaded in 1080p, which will take less time to export and less time to sort out before getting ready with the stuff. And it also means that it might well be up to date, so that's good. Thompson's doing well in the under-21s. Thompson did score for the under-21s before they went to lose to Poland. Now then, let's just bring up his, I think he's 174, isn't he? So, let's push him a little bit. Oops, I can do it. I can freeze it and then I can change it up anyway, so it's going to be fine. Oops, don't need to do that. I can freeze it and then I can change it up. So, yeah, just and then freeze and then just put his finishing at say 19 or something like that. 19 technicality of 19. He's got composure. So it needs to be 20. Right. Got composure. He's got the decision making. If that recommended curability of 180, so that's what he's playing like at the moment. He's got good finishing. He's not a bad player, so he can easily be brought up. So if we stop editing there, what a player he is, Simon Thompson. So keep an eye on him. But yes, that was easy. Chris Manning getting his debut. Absolutely superb. And Steve Holland to that post-match press conference. And the next game at the start of the next episode will be against Northern Ireland. Two goals against it, and the Everton striker spoke to reporters after the game, telling them that it was a drink and two and he owed it to all to do with doubt. Right. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to save the game so we don't lose any progress, and then we're going to end this first episode. So it's been a long one, but that's what this series is going to be. Hence why I'm going to reduce the size of it once exported to YouTube, and once it's exported, I'm actually going to get rid of the original file, so we can do it again. But that's going to bring this video to an end, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, thank you for your support and thanks for watching.